Hola, mi gente. Aquí su servidor SoCal Crazy. I miss you guys. We're organizing this great Hermanos Contra Cancer event here in our great state of California, Costa Mesa. Please join Facebook Live, Drinking at Moe's. If you can't be here, stream it. And you're watching Drinking at Moe's.
All right, everybody, welcome. Drinking at Moe's, host Big Mo here. I'm excited to have back with me SoCal wrestling legend, SoCal Crazy. How are you doing?
Hey, Mo. I'm doing good, man. Thank you again for having me on the show. We're doing good. We're doing really good. You know, keeping up with the doctor's orders, working out as much as we can, trying to stay healthy, trying to eat right, which is a whole different thing now. You know, I can't really have a lot of moms home cooking anymore, which is really a bummer. But you know, other than that, though, we're pretty good, pretty optimistic about you know, where our health is going and stuff like that. So we're really doing good.
That's good. And you know, for those that'll tune in, you know, we discussed the last time some of the health struggles you had, but you not all that long ago got your cancer-free diagnosis, you know, hoping all that stays that way, and you know, we don't have to have you go through all that again.
Yeah, so I mean, you know, I got extremely lucky that, you know, the doctors were able to find all of that early and they got it all out. You know, chemotherapy was not fun, but it was necessary. I'm still, you know, I think I stopped chemotherapy back in July, I believe, but I still have the effects of it. You know, I still get, you know, the headaches, the dizziness, the nausea. I still have a lot of trouble eating on my own, trying to force myself to eat a lot. That's going to be with me for a few more months, I was told. But yeah, I mean, other than that, you know, going from, for those that don't know, you know, I was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer back in last October. So I've been sidelined, unfortunately, from our wonderful sport now for almost a year now, which seems longer, though. It seems way longer, but yeah, but luckily, like I said, the doctor found it. Everything's good. They cut it out, did the chemo, and just, you know, still messing with the chemo effects. But I rather have those than anything else.
Oh yeah, no, I imagine when you get that that diagnosis, you know, the cancer free, then you know, it makes all the hard work that you went through going through all the treatments. So it's like, I imagine if you have to deal with a few of the side effects for a little bit after, it's like, I'm cancer free. I can deal with having some of that if I'm not going through everything.
Right. Yeah. You know, it's so weird. It's really weird, Mo, going from stage 4 to nothing. It's like, I mean, I'm extremely lucky and I'm blessed, and you know, I honestly thank the Lord every day. But just to be in that circumstance, to be in that position where one day the doctor comes in and tells you, hey, you know, you have cancer. And then a few months later, he comes up to you and he tells you, hey, you don't have cancer. So it's like, wow, like, I don't know. It's just for me personally, it's kind of surreal because I'm only familiar with stuff like this, obviously prior to it happening to me, but I was only familiar with it in the movies, you know?
Yeah.
You would see like your character in the movie get sick or whatnot. And then miraculously he or she is well, you know, the following hour of the movie. So it kind of feels like that, you know, kind of feels like I went through that. But I mean, I can't say enough about my healthcare team, my family, the persons that were with me, behind me 100%, the people that dropped everything, you know, to help me out. So you know, my caregivers, you know, my mom, you know, my Casey, my Dr. Choi, and all of these people that just like literally stopped what they were doing and paid all their attention to me. That's something that I'm never gonna forget. It's
Well,
um, that's why I say I'm extremely blessed, and I count my blessings every day, because without those people, I mean, I probably wouldn't have made it.
yeah, and you think of all the people that have been in similar circumstances, that stage of cancer, and even that particular form of cancer that, despite best efforts, didn't end up so lucky.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And it's I found out that a wrestler that wrestles here in our area passed away within a week. I found out that I guess he uh he found out like on a Monday, and by Friday he was already gone. So this colon cancer thing, I mean, it doesn't mess around. It's some people have symptoms. I had no symptoms. I had no idea that I even had it. So it's really up to you to go out there and get checked. Like, um, I was always the kind of wrestler that just went to wrestle, and then if something hurt or whatever, I just ignored it and moved on to the next match. But this was a real eye opener, and unfortunately, that's really not the way to go. So I really recommend to everybody out there that's watching is, if you feel something, say something, go to the hospital, go get checked out, because it's a lot scarier not knowing what you have than knowing what you have.
Yep, no, I can definitely agree. The the what if can at times be scarier than knowing, like, okay, this is what I have, this is what I need to do.
Yeah, yeah, it's like your whole world just like stops. It's like your whole momentum that you had, everything that you had going for yourself, it just completely stops, and you have to concentrate on this.
Yeah.
Um, I was in the mind frame where I was like, okay, cool, I have it, but maybe it'll go away if I, just let it go. But unfortunately, that's doesn't work that way.
Cancer is definitely one of those things that you can't just let go away on its own, because it's
Right.
not going to do that.
Yeah, 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 for sure, man. Yeah. So I highly recommend, and highly, highly recommend to people watching, go get checked. Please go get checked.
Yeah.
It could definitely save your life. It saved my life.
Yeah. And I mean, kind of leading into that, you did your promo for your going to be doing a benefit show here, November 12th. That you know, a way to give back for everything that was in a way given back to you after going through everything and making it out better.
Yeah, yeah. This whole Hermanos contra Cancer show that we're organizing. It's my way of saying thank you to the healthcare community. I saw the struggle that they went through. I saw the hardship they went through. The crying, the emotions, and all of that, all of that. I saw it all, and those all the healthcare workers, the doctors, the nurses, the caregivers. All of those people are just so amazing. They work so hard, and they don't take a lot of like a lot of praise. They just, to them, they're just doing their job, but to us, the patients, they have no idea how much their job means for to our safety and our lives. So one of the reasons why I wanted to put this together was to give thanks to the healthcare community, like I said. And I want to make that not only a very informative night, about cancer in general, but I would also like to make that night more as a tribute to those who we've lost, but also to all the healthcare workers that deal with this every day.
Mm-hmm. Yep, they definitely put in a lot of good work. I know. I mean, as a lot of people that have paid attention to the show have found out, my wife and I went through a little bit of a a loss with our two girls, and the entire time they were in the NICU, like I joked with the nurses, I'm like, I'd live here if you'd, while my girls are here, if you'd let me. And just seeing the hard work they put in to do everything they could to hope that what ended up happening wouldn't happen. Nothing but love and respect for healthcare community.
Yeah, definitely. And now that you brought that up, and me and you were talking, and I was everything you were telling me that you and your wife were going through was hitting me. Like if I was going through it. I mean, you're such a good friend and a dear friend, and I wish I could. I wish there was something that I could have done so you guys wouldn't have experienced that. So the best thing that I could do, as a really good uh, hermano to you, and not only to you, but to your family, is I would like to, and we've spoken about this, but I would love to have a tribute for your girls at our November 12th show. And the one of the good things that I've learned, well, among good things that I've learned in the cancer wing where I was at in the hospital, was um, a lot of hospitals, when a baby is born, they start playing. They'll play like a lullaby.
Mm.
So like it's almost like a signal, so everybody in the hospital knows that a baby was born. And every now and then I would hear that while I was laying in my hospital bed, and it would bring me so much joy. Like, out of all the negativity that I was with, that little sound brought me so much joy, and it was great. So the best thing that I could do is, at our show, at our Hermanos contra Cancer event on November 12th, every time that we toll the bell for a match or for the start of the show, those tolls will be dedicated to your daughters, Mo. It'll be like they're watching over us, and every time we ring that bell, they're the ones that are going to make sure that those wrestlers and that people that night are having an amazing event. And I wouldn't have it any other way. I would totally love for people to remember your girls, especially when that bell rings for every match. Um, so I feel like I've lost a part of my family as well. It was just something, when you opened up to me about that, something that it hit me hard. It really hit me hard. And I'm so sorry that you guys went through that, but you guys gained two little angels, two guardian angels that watch over you now and will always watch over you. And for that, I mean, you guys have that. You guys have the best of that.
Yeah. And I mean, as the amount of times we've talked about it, it still gets me choked up that you're gonna do that for them. Well, on to going into the show itself. You've had, as we've discussed, before recording, as they always say, the card is subject to change, and
Right.
you've had a few changes to the lineup, but still got a pretty damn solid lineup.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I mean, I'm not running a company or a promotion or anything like that. To me, this is a one and done deal. So I was just trying to get as much friends on the card as I possibly could. Um, I know that we are in a business, and a lot of friends that I had on the show, they went ahead and they're going to go do other stuff. But it's totally understandable, because if I was in that position, I'd do the same thing. If
Yeah.
something came, then definitely. I know their hearts are in the right place. I know they're still with me. They'll still be with us that night.
Oh yeah.
I've been fortunate and very blessed to have made a lot of friends in this awesome business that we're involved in. So Yeah, the card has changed a little bit, but for the most part, it's still pretty much what we're plugging out and what we're gonna have. We're gonna have um, a total of 8 matches now. Prior, I had 7 matches, but I had two wrestling friends, talk me into doing a quick match that they want to do, that they've always wanted to do, and have had that opportunity. So we're gonna go ahead and just go ahead and do that and give them that opportunity. It's a lengthy show, yes, I do know that, but we're gonna try to run the show in about 3 hours, hopefully. Um, Out of all the years that I've been on shows myself, I kind of got the idea of what I'm doing. If not, I mean, we'll play it by ear. It's going to be a fun night. It's going to
Yeah,
be, it's like I said, it's not your regular wrestling show. It's not your regular wrestling promotion or anything like that. It's
yeah,
just honestly, it's an informative healthcare show with wrestling. Wrestling is just a bonus.
yeah. And why don't we go over some of the card? I mean, I know Monday you announced on Instagram that you'll be announcing another of the matches. I don't want to take away from the people that you are going to their show and what you were going to announce with them, but how about the card that you have so far other than that?
Right. So the matches that I have, I mean, they're good matches. I mean, I'm a little selfish because honestly, they're matches that I wanted to see. So for that, I apologize. But I've been a fan of all these guys that are on this show. I've been a fan since day one, not only inside the ring but outside the ring as well. We have one of the matches we have is Joey the Bone Barone, or Mr. Wrestling Joey Barone, going up against Nick Madrid, whom Nick's been absent from the scene for a little bit, doing his own deal, but luckily I was able to get him back for this show, and I'm so stoked that he's back. I haven't seen Nick wrestle in a while, and I'm sure a lot of people are itching at the chance to watch him wrestle at least one more time. So this would be your
Oh yeah.
opportunity to go check him out.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
so that's definitely one match that I'm looking forward to. Another good heavy hitter match that we have is Mike Camden going up against Brandon Gatson.
Ooh,
That
yeah.
match, I'm sure that they've probably tied up once or twice before, but I've never seen it myself. So I've definitely, when I was going through matches in my head, that one was something that really popped out in my head. I was like, well, I've never really got the opportunity to see Camden and Gatson, and where they're at right now, their expertise of professional wrestling. This one is going to be an amazing match, an amazing
Oh
match.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Following that, we have an awesome classic lucha libre bout.
Ooh.
Um, so our lucha libre about is going to be Zocre, one half of Los Luchas, which is probably by far one of the greatest tag teams on
Mm.
the West Coast, period. So Zocre will go one-on-one with Ryan Kidd, whom is a well-versed,
Mm.
traveled professional wrestler. He's been all over the globe. He's bringing his expertise of lucha libre into our ring that night and taking on Zocre, which to my knowledge, if I'm wrong, somebody correct me, but to my knowledge, I don't think they've ever had a singles match before.
Yeah, I
Um,
believe so.
yeah, I don't think so. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I don't think they have, which is another reason why I wanted to put these guys together, because
Oh,
I know that they're going to complement each other greatly.
oh yeah. No, you mentioned Ryan Kidd there. Funny story that I have with him, and I actually brought it up to him one time when he came here to Omaha, was the very first independent show I ever went to. It was a Perkins Elementary fundraiser right before one of the New Wave Pro Tidal Wave shows. And I believe it was he was still training at the time, but I got there and I got my seat, and sitting right next to me was him. I brought that up to him, and we had a good little laugh about that.
Wow, yeah, no, wow. And Perkins, those shows were amazing. I remember doing a few of those when Mike Rapata was out here running Southwestern Alliance of Wrestling, which was his promotion that he had out here back in the day. And we would do Perkins Elementary School maybe 2 to 3 times a month. I mean, they were really adamant about having professional wrestling for fundraising. So it was great. It was great wrestling in front of all the kids and their parents, and that whole community down in Barrio Logan in that area is just amazing. And those guys are they're fanatics when it comes to professional wrestling for sure.
Oh yeah, and like I said, I before that I'd never been to an independent show, and I was literally just on base and I Googled pro wrestling in San Diego, and that popped up. So I'm like, I don't have duty that day. I'm going to go.
Perfect.
And
Perfect night.
here we are. But you also brought up the Mike Camden and Gatson.
Right.
Man, that one's going to be a hard hitter, like you said, because I mean those guys. Camden, I believe he was just getting. I forget when the year it was that he got started, but I seem to remember seeing him around like right towards the end of my time in San Diego. And I mean, Gadsden, his work speaks for itself down there. I actually toward maybe it was towards the middle of the first season of my show here. I actually right before him and damn, they had the big match there at the West Coast Wrestling Company with him and
Ellis.
Ellis. Yes.
Yeah.
And I spoke to Ellis right before that, and we talked all about that match, and our I don't have the hat on now, but our shared love of the Padres, and well, our shared frustration with them sometimes.
Right. It's funny because in wrestling and in this business, sometimes you run into guys or wrestlers, I should say, female or male, but sometimes you'll run into that certain person or certain people where you feel very comfortable, with, and no matter how hard you try to make a match or how many things you want to do in a match or whatever you guys brainstorm, there's still always that confidence with that certain person.
Mm.
And when I met both of these guys, both Camden and Gatson, I immediately felt that, with Camden, I felt it immediately. I've got to know him from the beginning. He's become a wonderful friend, a good hermano, and his progression has been amazing. I'm absolutely proud, extremely proud of where Camden is now, as far as the wrestling business, and he's just an amazing guy, man, amazing guy, athletic as heck,
Yeah.
very, very good, humble guy, and like I said, that's I had that instant connection with him, and the same with Gatson. Gatson, when I broke in, Gatson was already making waves in this business, and I know in his early days he was a big part of the pro wrestling guerrilla scene.
Mm.
And then he just went on and started doing his own deal and traveling more and whatnot. And for somebody with his athleticism, I mean, hands down, I think I said this a few years ago, and I'll repeat it and I'll say it again. Gatson, hands down, Brandon Gatson is by far one of the best professional wrestlers out there right now.
Yep. Nope. I would have to agree. I mean, I wasn't lucky enough to really get to catch too much of his stuff in person when I was there, but I've definitely caught plenty of it. And there's one of our dogs right now. Jump in here, but I've seen a lot of his stuff since I've left, and oh boy, yeah, he can go.
Yeah, you know what? He's like Brandon is like fine wine. He just gets better with age, like he does. Like some of the stuff that he does now, I look at him and I'm like, how are you even doing that? Like, I can't even move, and you're doing these 3, 4 flips at a time. It's like, dude, stop
Oh,
it. Stop it.
yeah, yeah. I see people like him doing all that, and then the one time I did a little bit of training in a ring, and took some bumps. I was walking funny for about a week.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's usually what happens though, right? Your first couple of bumps, you'll feel them. They'll definitely let you know where you were at.
Oh yeah, yeah. They it's
You know,
almost it got to the point where like people would talk to me about like bumps in the ring. It was like, oh man, that stuff hurts. I'm like, yeah, no shit, I know from experience. Oh, oh, there we go.
there we go. Sorry, I think I lost you for a minute.
Oh yeah,
But
but
yeah,
as,
going
as I,
back to that,
okay, go ahead.
one of the things that I'm very excited about, Mo,
Oh, oh.
is actually going back and taking that first bump. I haven't ran the ropes or taken a bump or anything like that in
Oh
almost
yeah.
a year. So I'm so looking forward to that pain. I know as soon as I'm gonna land, I'm probably just gonna lay there and be like, but I'm so looking forward to that.
Oh yeah. Nope. I can imagine that first one after being gone for so long. You in a way feel weird saying that you miss it, and then you go to have that first one, and it's like, oh, it's like, oh yeah, this is where I need to be.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. Once it hits, I'm sure it'll be good. I'm just really excited, and I'm like a little kid. Like I'm waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, and I have a few more months to wait, but I'm definitely excited. I'm definitely excited to at least have that opportunity to come back.
Oh yeah, no, that's I know I for one can't wait. Hopefully whenever you get word, if I have enough notice, I can see about you know finances and trying to get my butt down there for that one.
Definitely, yeah, yeah. I'll definitely keep you posted. I'll keep all you guys posted, and then see where we're
Oh,
at right now. Right now, next month I have another CAT scan next month. So that CAT scan in October will actually it'll determine exactly where I go as far as wrestling. If I can continue with the training, or if I should, push back and wait a little longer. So in October I'll definitely know what road and what gate's going to be open for me.
no, that's gonna be good. I know October is turning out to be a busy month for me on the show. I got a bunch of interviews starting to line up, and a few shows to go to, and well, actually, Halloween. Um, One thing I don't know if I told you about, but some of the viewers will know. Um, my wife actually is part of paid management staff at a haunted house here in town, and
Oh, nice.
periodically I'll go and I'll help out, and you know I I've had quite a bit of fun with it. I've had I first time in, I scared some lady so bad she dropped the phone and ran the wrong way.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Oh, I'm a huge Halloween guy. Like that's my favorite. That's my favorite holiday is Halloween. In fact, funny story though, like so when I first got diagnosed with the cancer, right, I was in the hospital bed or in the room, and it was October when I got
Mm.
diagnosed. So everybody was getting into the Halloween, festivities and spirit and whatnot. I was bummed, obviously, as you could imagine. I was
Yeah.
bummed. I didn't want anything to do with Halloween or anything like that. But then it wasn't until one of my caregivers came, and she brought me like decorations, like Halloween decorations, and she started like decorating the room and stuff. I kind of like to get my mood back up, and it did the job, like
Yeah.
sitting in the room by myself, but having all of that. Halloween decorations in my hospital room was it made me feel a little bit normal, despite of what I was going through. At least I was still in touch with everybody else and doing what people were doing, which was celebrating,
Yeah,
Halloween that time. So it helped out a little bit. It really did. And, you
that,
know,
that's good. That's
yeah.
good. And one thing I was curious about going back to the show is, or do you have? I think I seem to remember there being like a GoFundMe type of thing for the show or for donation. You're gonna have something like that.
Right. So right now, if you guys if you go to my Instagram page, go to SC Crazy in Instagram. In my bio, there's a link for a GoFundMe. We did set up a GoFundMe, but it's not so much for the actual show as it is more for us to see how much money we can raise, and we would like to donate that money to the Cancer Society. Um, so that's really more why that GoFundMe is there.
Got
Yeah, I didn't, like I said, I'm new to all of this. I'm like, I've never organized a show or put on a
yeah,
show. I've always just been the wrestler. Um, so I didn't know how to go about this. I didn't know exactly what I had to do if I had to become a nonprofit or a profit or any of that stuff. Like I had
yeah,
no clue. So I'm just going through the best knowledge that I know and what I've experienced, and which is why I went with the GoFundMe because I've worked with GoFundMe in the past and I've helped out and whatnot, like a lot of people. So for me, it was just easier to just go ahead and put the GoFundMe and do it that way. Now as I'm researching more and more and more and more about the show and about all these other cancer foundations, now it's easy. I didn't know. I wish I knew this back then, but now it's easier where you can just do like a barcode and then you can go ahead and donate. um, so anyways, I mean, that's what the GoFundMe's for. It's still there. Anybody's more than welcome to donate
yeah,
whatever they can. There's no amount. We're not asking
yeah,
for $1 million. We're not asking for anything. It's really what you feel comfortable donating. And
yeah.
just to reassure everybody, this is all going to go to a cancer foundation. So yeah, that's really what the GoFundMe was for, and then that's what it is, and it's still there. If you guys would like to go and donate, like I said, just go to my bio, go to the link, click on it, and you guys can handle it from there.
Definitely. And I'll post the link on the YouTube version of this. And well, a bit of news. I know I said I didn't want to take away from the people that you're announcing other match for, but a bit of news we can break is, something we've talked about, how on show's Facebook page, we are going to be in a way donating it to your show for that day, and it'll be streamed on Facebook Live. And one thing I was thinking about, and I'm sure you would be fine with it, is in any description of that, we'll also put that GoFundMe link on there. So anybody that wants to watch, like you said, no obligation on a certain amount, whatever you feel comfortable, but a way to give back.
Yeah, definitely. And like I said, I would really love to stream this, and then with your help, and we definitely will get it done. Once we get the details a little bit more hammered out, we'll go ahead and post where you can see this event if you're not able to attend it in person. But definitely, the goal is to stream this and to as many people as we can, or as many people as they want to see it. I don't really know how the Facebook thing works, if you have to subscribe or not, but if you do, go ahead. I promise you will have a wonderful time viewing our event. Um, if you see something in our event that you feel you need to have as far as information guide or healthcare or resources or anything like that, feel free to contact me on Instagram, shoot me a direct message, and whatever material you need or that you want, I'll work extremely hard to get that to you. You know, because to me, I mean, again, this is the only way that I know how to give back and to say thank you for those saving my life is by doing this event.
No, very, very good reasons. And, you know, for, you know, those that don't know a lot about the Facebook Live, as long as you are friends with, you know, myself or anybody that shares it, you go and you click on it, boom, you're ready to go. And, you know, I know for one, I will do everything I can when it comes to that to share it everywhere I possibly can. You know, Facebook groups I'm in, all of that. Anything I can do to help out.
And you know what, I thank you so much, Mo. Yeah, yeah. You know, if the more people we can get tuned into this, the better. You know, not just to see some great wrestling action, but you know, just for the information. You know, we're going to hopefully have some booths out there, and some healthcare people hopefully will come out and talk a little bit about, you know, the cancers and the resources and all that stuff. So hopefully we can get all that hammered in and pass all this great information to everybody that tunes in and everybody that's going to be there live. But yeah, so hopefully you guys tune in and do whatever it is you got to do to check it out on Facebook Live.
Oh, yeah, we'll get that all hammered out. We got plenty of time until November 12th. I know I, for one, am not going to want to miss it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I'm excited. I'm really excited. You know, I've never been on this side of the wrestling before. You know, like I said, I've always just been the wrestler and never the guy in charge. So I'm excited. I'm nervous, but I'm happy. I'm really happy. You know, like I'm I'm very blessed that I got the opportunity to do this first and
Oh,
foremost. You know, very blessed that I had the opportunity to walk out of the hospital.
yeah.
So I don't know. This whole journey has just been so overwhelming and so much um, emotion driven. You know, and I still feel that now. You know, I'm trying to keep a really cool head about all of this, and I'm trying to be positive, and it is. It's just a very positive thing. It's just great. I mean, I'm so looking forward to it. I'm extremely happy.
Oh, yeah. No, you definitely been through quite a bit, you know, and you came out on the good end of things. And I know myself and a bunch of the people down there in Southern California are all very happy to see you come out on the better end of this.
Yeah, I think yeah, yeah, me too. I'm like I said, I will never forget this, and it'll be a part of me, obviously, for the rest of my life. I'm just very, very, very thankful that it all worked out. Very thankful, you know, and thankful for everybody that's on the show. You know, I another match that we have is the Guardian Cup, which is
Mm.
my version of the Royal Rumble, if you could you would say, I guess. You know, I chose to name it the Guardian Cup in honor of all the healthcare and caregivers that, you know, work tirelessly throughout the day to make sure that their patients are doing okay. You know, so you know the guys that I have on this Guardian Cup, a bunch of great guys, a lot of cool guys. A lot of them wanted to be a part of this because they're either affected by cancer now, or they know somebody, or their son or their daughter is battling it right now. And you know, when I got approached by a few guys to see if they can have a spot in this rumble, and then they were telling me, well, you know, I'm going through this, my family's going through this, it would mean a lot. I mean, I couldn't say no. There's no
Oh,
way, you know. I mean, um, there's just no way that I could have said no. You know, they're going through something so, you know, so horrible in their life that if I could help them with just a little bit of positivity with this, I mean, you know, I'm all for it. You know, in fact, they're actually helping me out by being part of the show and being there and supporting this great cause. So, I just got really lucky that a lot of these guys want to come out and do this, for a lot of good reasons.
Oh yeah, and I mean for like you mentioned, they are helping you out being on the show, and you're also for those that affected by knowing somebody that has cancer, you know, you're in a way also helping them out in being able to give them that little bit of a release from you know get their mind on that particular match, and you know even if just for that little bit of time that they're in that match, their mind can be on that and not what's affecting their families.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Another, we're gonna have a lot of things happening that night. Another thing that we're gonna have is we're gonna have a couple of blank boards, and I'm planning to have a bunch of ribbons, different color ribbons, and I would love if people, again, uh, on their own account, if they've lost anybody to cancer, any type of cancer, we're gonna have these ribbons and pins where they can write the name of that person and put the ribbon on the board. And at intermission, we want to pay tribute to all of those people. Make sure that we haven't forgotten them, the families haven't forgotten them, and just praise their lives when they were here. So that's definitely something that we want to do. Like I said, that whole night is just, it's going to be a special night. It's going to be a tribute night, informative night, and then so it's just going to be it's really a big. The best way that I could describe the atmosphere of the show that I'm hoping we get is more of a big community hug, than anything else.
No, that definitely seems like a very very good thing, and I particularly I think that little bit of a tribute and the way you're planning on doing it, very very fitting way. Lots of people out there know somebody that you know had cancer, and a lot have known people that are unfortunately no longer with us due to whatever form of cancer. And I know I, for one, my girls didn't have cancer, but your tribute to them means enough to me that I know, and I can only imagine that anybody that gets the opportunity to write somebody's name on those ribbons on the board, getting to have their loved one paid tribute there too. I know means enough to me. I can only imagine, like I said, that it'll mean just as much to them.
Right. Yeah. 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 And I mean, it's I don't know. It's horrible the whole cancer deal, and then the stuff that I saw. Not so much what I went through, because I went through hell. I'm not gonna lie to you, but just what I saw and what I heard was just horrible, And if I can help people avoid that, like I really want to. So hopefully this helps out. This event helps out, and hopefully the event, a lot of people show up, and we have a good time that night. Really.
Oh yeah, no, I have a pretty good feeling with the matches that you have announced, and stuff that other stuff you got coming up for the show. And not only will it be a good show in general with just the wrestling, but very informative with everything healthcare wise, with the informing people of the resources out there for screening and all that.
Right. Yeah. And again, hopefully it turns out good, and we can give out information to those who want it and those who need it. Even if you don't have anybody with that's affected by cancer, or you don't think this is for you, I still invite you. I still invite you to come out. Come out, have a good
Oh yeah.
time. We're still gonna, we're gonna have food and
Oh
raffles
yeah.
and prizes. So, even if you don't feel comfortable with the whole cancer deal, if you still want to come out and and see a good wrestling show, come on out. We encourage you to come out, spread the word,
Oh
and
yeah.
definitely come out, have a good time.
Oh yeah. I mean, as far as I go, I know I'll be sharing as much as I can, and I know that you know, like you said, it's not just gonna be, just the whole time telling people about stuff about screenings for cancer and all that. It's gonna be a dang good wrestling show. So you can, you know, I've always said for me with some stuff that I've had happen that wrestling has been like an escape for me. And for anybody there, same thing. The show can be that escape for even that little bit of time that the show's going on.
Yeah, and you perfectly said. I remember one of my trainers told me, um, we as wrestlers, we're there for hours getting ready for the show to start and whatnot. People are only there for an hour or two, but that hour or two, you're giving those people that ability to forget their issues, forget their problems, forget their stress, forget whatever it is that they were dealing with that day. You give them that time where they're just enjoying themselves, and they're enjoying your athleticism, they're enjoying your company, they're enjoying watching you, and vice versa. You're there, and as a wrestler, you're there for them, and you're there for the crowd, and you're there to make sure that they're having a good time. And so it's an equal partnership, and it's and that's what we're targeting that night.
No, I couldn't have put it any better myself. Well, I know what I told about my dogs, but they seem to be giving me their clue that they need to go outside. So I think that is about all the time that I have for today. Like I mentioned, we will post links to the GoFundMe and information for the show on YouTube, Facebook, the podcast version, and get the word out about this show because we want as many people's eyes on this as possible.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, if you have any questions or anything like that, again, you guys can always reach me on Instagram. I'm more on Instagram than any other app. I'm old. I like taking pictures. You know, it works easier for me. So you can definitely DM me on IG at SC Crazy. I also have an event planner who's helping me out with this. And you can also DM her at the real Kai Karma on Instagram as well. She has more information about the show, and so yeah. So if you guys can, do us that solid, spread the word. If you guys are in the area, please come out to the show. I guarantee you will have a good night. Um, Please stay tuned to my Instagram. During the month of October, I will be raffling off two in Ring War gear outfits. So I will definitely be raffling those off. I will give you guys more information next week about that. And all that money that we raise is all going to go into the cancer society, or the cancer society. So please, I encourage you guys to please, check out my IG, check out the real Kai Karma's IG. Follow Mo. If you're not friends with Mo, get friends with him on Facebook. So stream this, you can check this out. Just blessings to everybody. Stay positive, and let's keep kicking butt.
All righty. Thank you very much.